So in this tutorial, we're going to start working on the assignment, and this is exercise 1. So if you follow along with me, you'll be able to perfectly do a good job on your two exercises of this assignment. So starting with the first one, if you go ahead and read the instructions, we have to replace this house in the background with a nice blue sky, two pelicans flying in the air, a nice beautiful blue sea, and a yacht. And obviously, for the whole image to look natural, we have to change the gloominess of this existing image into an image that looks like it was taken on a nice sunny day. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is add some canvas from the right size, some canvas size, because there isn't enough room for me to put all of these elements, right? This is quite narrow. So let me go to Image, Canvas Size, and change the width to something bigger. Your file size may be bigger because I provided a bigger image for you to have the freedom of working with nice big images, but it's the same concept. So my width is 1600 pixels. I want to add something around like 200 pixels, so let me change this to 1800. Let's see what happens. And obviously, to add canvas width on the right side, I need to click on the left arrow and then hit OK. Okay, maybe I need some more. So canvas size, let's say 1900. So I added 300 pixels on the right side. To add it on the right side again, I'll click on the left arrow and hit OK. Okay, so this is quite good. Now let me go ahead and using the polygonal lasso tool, because we have all angles here. We don't need the magnetic or the lasso tool, but the polygonal lasso works. So just click and make your selections. Obviously try to do a good job with the way you're selecting everything. Okay, I'm done here, and then I have this side. And then I will try to get rid of this car and this plant and something like this would be fine. Select this whole thing and obviously make sure you're on the right layer, so on the background layer, and then hit delete. Now look at what happened. It's preventing me from delete my section because I'm on the background layer. Whenever you want to delete a part of an image but you're on the background layer, you won't be able to do that because you can't touch the background. But there are ways around this. So what I'm going to do right now is, in order for me not to lose my selection, I will create a new layer and then give this a random color like red, and then deselect, and I will go ahead and duplicate my background layer. So now I have the background layer, which is the original background layer, which I can go ahead and color white, and then double click on where it says background copy to change the name, and let's call that house. And what I need to do is hover over the square of layer 1, which is that selection, that red selection. Hover over that square, hold down the command key and click to select this selection, the red selection. And now you can delete this layer, the layer 1 red layer, and click on the house layer. Make sure you're on the house layer and then delete that part. Okay, so I just found a way around the being limited, because Photoshop wouldn't let me work with the background layer. So when I had the selection ready, I didn't want to repeat the selection, so I just created a new layer, gave it a color just for it to exist, and then I went ahead and duplicated the background layer, changed the original background layer into white, and then called the duplicated layer house and activated my selection and deleted that section. Okay, wonderful. So I have my house here and there's nothing, it's empty on the right side. Now I already went ahead and prepared my layers. I have a sea sky layer, I have a pelican layer, and I have a yacht layer. So let me turn on my sea sky layer and select that layer using the move tool, place it on the right side, and then let it be below the layer of the house. So command and left bracket, so it goes down. Now obviously we still have some white from this house layer because what we deleted was only that selection part. So all we need to do is just take the rectangular marquee tool, click on the layer of the house and select all this section and delete this white. Okay, beautiful. So you can see now that we have the blue sky, and then we have the horizon, and we have also you know, this nice sand coming over, but there's a you know, there's a separation obviously in style and this vertical odd line that we can fix. So what we can do is one option could be using the clone stamp tool, copy some of the sand here and paste it on a new layer to cover you know, these little stone pebbles on the house layer. Or we can also just erase this part of the house. So let's go ahead and erase. Actually, make sure you're on the house layer, take your eraser tool and choose a big brush, a soft big brush, and start erasing these little stones. Okay, a smaller brush for this part so that it looks like it's blending in. So I don't want to erase everything completely, all the little stones, because I want it to look as though these little pebbles are merging into the sand. So something like this. Okay, so first thing is done. I have a little detail here that looks odd in the corner, so I'll erase that as well. Okay, wonderful. So I'm done with the sea, I'm done with the sand and the sky. Let's work with the pelican now. So make sure you have, you know, you select your own pelican, and you know, try to select an image that has as little detail in the background as possible. So this one is good because it's only blue in the background. So all I need to do is take the magic wand and then with a tolerance, let's choose a high tolerance of 30 or so, and then click outside on the blue, and you can see that all the blue pixels get selected and then delete them. Okay, and then deselect the selection, Command T to transform, to scale down, and then holding down the Alt and Shift keys, scale down the pelican to something like this, for example. So I would place this one here, and this one is quite big. We get the impression that it's close to us. Let's create another one. To create another one, we can either take the layer of the pelican, drag it down to the layer icon, or just hover over the pelican itself and hold down the Alt key and drag. So a new one gets created. Let's scale this down even more so that it looks like it's further in the background. Okay, so these two pelicans are flying together, but they're at different distances from one another. The next thing is the yacht. So I have my yacht. I already, made a selection and got rid of the sea and the blue sky that were there. Now all I need to do is scale it down. When you select a yacht and when you select a bird, it's very important to pay attention to the direction of the camera. So when I was looking, I found some yachts where the image was taken from the top, sometimes from the bottom. You need something that is that works with this image. This image looks like the photographer was standing right in front of the house and taking the picture like that. So you can choose an image of a yacht where the picture was taken from a helicopter, right? Because the angle looks wrong and odd. Okay, let's place our yacht here, scale it down, and we can even make it a bit smaller. Okay, you can put it on the horizon, a bit into the water. If you want, you can duplicate it and drop its shadow on the water the way we did with the eagle, but it's not a requirement. You don't have to, but if you want, you can do that. And last but not least, let's work with the gloominess of this image, because there's a disconnect between this nice effect in the background, the blue sky, the beautiful weather, and the gloominess of this gray here. So select the house layer and go to image. Let's first of all fix the brightness and contrast, add some contrast. And then let's go to image, again adjust, and then vibrance. So let's make it more vibrant. Basically, vibrance will add color. And then just some saturation, not too much. We don't want it to look unnatural either. Okay, so what a beautiful outcome. We have everything done. We also have the sun here. It just happens to be there by coincidence. And so this is the first exercise. Now in the second tutorial, we'll work on the second one.